Hi, my name is Anthony Smith. I'm the founder of actingcareerquickstart.com, which is the first ever home study course for new actors. Today, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about a few things that are really important to know at the beginning of one's acting career. But before I do that, I thought I'd give you a little bit of information about me. Some of you might be asking, well, who is this guy? What does he do? Well, as I said, my name's Anthony Smith. I'm an ex-corporate guy. It's a story that's probably unlike many of yours. I used to work in Nike and Levi's for many years at the top level. And then I just decided one day that I was going to change and do something different. I got interested in acting. And so to date, as an actor, what I've done is a lot of industrials, for example, which is an area that a lot of actors just completely overlook. Now, while I realize that many people would like to, when they think about becoming an actor, they would like to have that big role on a television series or in a movie or maybe a Broadway show, and that's completely understandable. But while you're on your way to get there, there's so much other acting work out there to be had. And for me, doing industrials is something that I just love to do. So it's like spokesperson work, doing interviews, hosting of live events, educational DVDs, and a whole lot of other things that companies ask actors to do. And they pay you for it too. So I've also done some commercial print work, voiceover, short films, and even done some stints on Law and Order. Over the last 5 years, I have answered literally more than 5,000 questions from people who come to me and ask me questions about what they need to do to start their acting careers. And although those are a lot of questions, many of the questions are all the same. And one of the things that I hear very often is I hear people say this. They say, I want to be an actor. And in the very same breath, they will say, many of them will say, how can I start auditioning and how can I get an agent? And when I hear that, I kind of cringe a little bit because I'm wondering, how can you say that in the same breath? If you want to be a doctor, you would never just wake up in the morning and say, I want to be a doctor. How can I start operating on people? Doesn't make sense. You wouldn't want to be a lawyer and do the same thing and just walk into the nearest law office and say, I'm going to start, pleading cases to the jury. You wouldn't do that. Nobody's going to give you a job like that. So one of the first things that you need out of these three that I'm getting ready to talk to you about, one of the first things that's really important to start an acting career is you have to do it justice. And you got to learn the craft. You have to learn the craft. If there's a lot of people out there who would like to say, I just want to get discovered. All I need is my chance. All I need is to meet that one casting director or that one agent or that one director or that one producer. I just know I have it. I know I have what it takes. You're just deluding yourself. This industry is so overly saturated with a lot of people who think like that. And it's also saturated with a lot of people who are willing to work hard and do what's necessary. Okay, so the first thing is you got to learn the craft. If you want to be a good actor and you really want to get that break, you're going to have a much better chance if you're prepared to do that. And that brings me to the next point. If you're willing to do what's necessary, then very probably what that means to me and all my experience in dealing with a lot of people who want to start an acting career, that means you're doing it for the right reasons. I've seen so many people who all they want is to be famous. They want the glory. They want to walk on the red carpet. They want to even, some of them even say they want to have their name on a star at the Walk of Fame in Hollywood. If that's the reason you're doing this, if that's the reason, I'm trying to put this as delicately as I possibly can. Think about doing something else. Think about doing something else. Because when it's tough, and acting is a tough industry. There's so many people out there who want to do this. And you have to have that little something extra. And to do that, you're going to have to do a lot of little things that you're not going to want to do. And so you're going to have to make sure that you have the right drive and determination and motivation to do what you need to do. Because otherwise, you're not going to get through those tough times. If you do this because acting chose you, because there's nothing else that you could possibly imagine doing, because this is the only thing that you've ever wanted to do in your life, and I'll do anything that I need to do. But don't just say it, you have to do it. You have to prove it every single day. So your attitude is another thing that is so important. So we talked about learning the craft, we talked about your attitude, and now I'm going to talk to you about one of the biggest mistakes that new actors make. You know what that is? They don't learn the business. Let's say that you wanted to do something completely different. Let's leave acting on the side for a second. Let's say you wanted to be a video production guy or girl, and that's your business. You're a freelance professional, you work for yourself, and your business is making videos for people, for companies, maybe even for television or whatever. You have to promote that business, because if you don't promote your business and you don't conduct yourself in the right way and you don't keep your numbers straight, you don't work on marketing yourself and selling your services, nobody's going to buy them. And if nobody buys your services, you're not going to have any work. And if you don't have any work, how are you going to eat? How are you going to get paid? One of the biggest mistakes that actors, and not just new actors, unfortunately, actors in general make, is they don't look at it as a business. It's a business. You have a product to sell, and that product is you. And so you are literally the CEO, the general manager of your own business, the managing director of your own business. And if you have to look at it like that, you have to sell your product. So while some people, and I have seen this too, I've seen so many actors out there who are really good actors. I have a friend in New York who is a great actress, but she's not working. She's not working very much. And you know why? Because she doesn't have the business sense. And it's a shame, because she's robbing us of her talent. We could be watching her all the time, and we can't, because she's not there, because she doesn't know how to get herself seen. In the first 10 weeks that I literally started pursuing actively acting work, I found 2 agents, and I was submitted for, or I had submitted myself for, a total of some 200 auditions. Out of those 200 auditions, I got 37 auditions. Out of those 37 auditions, I got 10 acting jobs, and I made close to $4,000. Now, some of you might say, well, that's not all that great. Well, I can tell you this. I know that there's a lot of people out there who are starting their acting careers who would love to have those results. And why did I get those results? Because I learned the business. That's why. And I'm confident that the reason that I was able to do that is because of the results that I got from my experience in Nike and Levi's as a corporate person. And all I did was transform and adapt those same business concepts to the acting business. It's the same stuff. It's the same thing. And so one of the key things that you need to do is you need to learn the business. It's not enough just to know how to act. That's important. The talent is important, but that's not enough if you want a long and successful acting career. It's not enough just to get an agent. That's not enough. Because then what are you going to do if your agent doesn't get you a whole lot of auditions? You have to be in command of your own destiny. And to do that, you need to learn the business. So to wrap it up, the 3 things that you can do for yourself at the very beginning of your acting career is you need to work on your craft. Don't walk up in there and think you got it just because you look good or just because people tell you that you have what it takes. Don't fall for it. You need to work on the craft. Don't do the business a disservice to all those other actors out there who have worked so hard and studied so hard. Don't diminish it to all I have to do is show up. Don't do that. It's worth much more than that. Learn the craft. The second thing is your attitude. You need to be doing this for the right reasons. If you're not, you might want to rethink it, because it's not going to get you through the tough times if you're not doing it for the right reasons. And the third thing is you need to make sure you learn the business. Learn it. Trust me. Learn the business. This is Anthony Smith for actingcareerquickstart.com, New York.